But the rush of Chad's battles would one day haunt his family. Blame technology.
Yes. The first time he went over there, he butt dialed me when they were in a firefight. That was hard, because I knew what was going on.
Operation Fishing Freedom, brought to you by Great Clips, Yachts Valor Foundation, and by Take a Vet Fishing.
Chad Stuhr appreciates days off the clock and in the boat.
There's a nice one. Oh, look at that. The old red eye.
See, fishing takes Chad away from his past. At 19 years old, Stuhr found himself on the streets of Iraq, a Marine on foot patrol among the enemy. The work would haunt Chad's father.
Yes. The first time he went over there, he butt dialed me when they were in a firefight. That was hard. It brought it home real quick.
Chad would eventually come home safely from his first tour. A year later, he would go back.
My attitude had shifted because, I mean, after your first deployment, it's kind of like, screw it, I've already made it back from one, two is nothing.
In 2009, Chad's team worked on what could be considered its most important mission. A story that made world headlines.
Just 2 hours ago, Allied air forces began an attack on military targets in Iraq and Kuwait. These attacks continue as I speak.
We got tasked with a 3-week mission to go find out as much information as we could about where Captain Spiker had went down.
Scott Spiker, a U.S. Navy pilot shot down and presumed killed in action the first night of the Gulf War. The search for Spiker, an assignment very dear to Chad's own father.
Yeah, because his unit was actually tasked out with finding Spiker right after he went down, but then they got retasked for something, so we went out, we talked to people, found out as much as we possibly could where they thought the plane went down. Well, we ended up finding the plane. A couple days later, they were digging, and honestly, you'd never guessed it. Whoever was telling us where to dig was doing a phenomenal job because they found it.
Sailors and civilians lined the tarmac at Naval Air Station Jacksonville as they awaited the arrival of the remains of Captain Scott Spiker. The flag-draped casket was placed in the hearse by a Naval Honor Guard and was then taken by procession off the flight line.
Wasn't too much longer after that. Got thank you letters from his family, his kids, who, I mean, his kids were a little bit older than I was when he went down. And we got thank you letters from them, and I mean, they finally got closure.
So did Chad's dad. Closure for a fellow soldier.
My dad's never been an emotional person, but he was happy. You could tell that.
Chad would finish his second tour in Iraq. He hoped to continue his military profession. Turns out ink ended his career.
Tried re-enlisting, but tattoos kind of kicked me out of that. So.
See, Chad's tattoos had been outlawed under new military policy.
Things happen the way they do for a reason. So.
Chad flew home to Minnesota. Once a soldier, suddenly a citizen.
I had quite a few friends at the airport, and me and one of my buddies that had just enlisted went out to the bar, and my first night back, I ended up pulling a tooth out of my foot and a tooth out of my hand. Not mine. So, yep. It was, yeah. It was quite the week.
The following months would test Chad's civilian grit.
It sucked. It sucked. You spend 4 years, all these kids are getting life experience, getting ready for, get their full-time jobs. You're just getting out of the military where, yeah, you've learned some life skills, but realistically, what do they transfer to? Drank a lot, like copious amounts.
Chad's life suddenly headed down a rough trail. Turns out a child and the outdoors would change his path.
Operation Fishing Freedom, brought to you by Great Clips, Optima Batteries, and by Recon Boats.
If you're a U.S. military veteran living in Illinois, Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, or Minnesota, log on to takeavetfishing.org and look for an event near you.
I think this is the best Monday I've had in a long time.
Nice.
Fishing is one form of therapy long overdue for a Minnesota man home from the Iraq War. After 2 tours, Chad Stuhr still deals with the ghosts of battle. A bottle became Chad's crutch.
Between 2010, when I got out, and October last year, there was more than one time I was sitting at my kitchen table with a pistol in front of me. So, and that was just, I can't stack it up to all military. That was my ability to deal with my anger, which that I will stack up to military. My ability to deal with other people's problems, I mean, they seem so trivial to me. It overloaded, overflowed, and it was just, the only thing that brought me back down was my son. I met his mom the month after I got out of the Marine Corps. We had my son, Caden, in 2012. Yep, that was my ground. So.
Chad's other outlet came from his roots, a life spent outdoors.
SPARTA project was the big turnaround for me.
SPARTA, an adventure-based therapy program that helps soldiers detoxify their minds and bodies after war. Crucial treatment in a world where 22 soldiers commit suicide every single day.
Not to give away all the goods, but they do adventure therapy. A lot of that's when they get back from overseas. They've shut off fear. Well, when you shut off fear, you shut off all emotions. You're literally incapable of feeling anything if you can't feel fear. So they kind of instill that fear again. It's fun.
And in Chad's case, it changed his life.
I can't put into words what that did for me. The biggest thing and easiest thing to say would be to tell someone that it gave my son his dad back. For the first time ever, he has a dad. That's the easiest way to put it.
I was proud of him in the Marine Corps, but I'm even more proud of him now that he's getting involved in the SPARTA project, and he's willing to put other people first and help them out, which is, it's good to see that.
Since the SPARTA project, it's a world better. I used to be kind of a very aggressive father, the kind of guy that your son falls, it's get up, stop crying, you're fine. Now it's he falls, don't get me wrong, don't baby him, but he falls and ask him why he's crying, find out, actually get to be a dad. So I think it's gotten a world better since the SPARTA project. For me, outdoors is the only way I've found a way to recenter myself.
Exactly why this fishing trip and this time outdoors helps heal. It's the act of fishing, where the mind focuses solely on the task.
It helped me just have quiet time to kind of, I guess, meditate, just be at peace.
And Chad now wants other returning soldiers to follow his path.
If you can deal with it, get outside. There's so many things out there that us veterans can do just to, one, be with each other again, which we all crave that brotherhood again, or just to get outside and completely reset ourselves. There's so many programs out there to do it.
If you'd like to nominate a vet to see in a future episode, please log on to our website, operationfishingfreedom.com, click on the nominate button, and tell us a little bit about the veteran that you'd like to see in an upcoming episode.
Operation Fishing Freedom is brought to you by the SPARTA Project, fishwithme.net, and by Temple Bay Lodge.
If fishing is therapy, Chad Stuhr hopes this trip might never end. Out here, Chad thrives. Maybe that's why it's a bit easier to sit and thumb through his memories.
Probably 70 pounds just worth of body armor and then backpack full of ammo, and yeah, it was a treat.
So who are these guys?
This is Router, that's me, and that is Spencer.
A lifetime captured in photos.
And that's all, that's the crew?
That's the first family picture after he got back.
Nice.
Chad's military career might be a numbers game. 4 years as an infantry Marine, 2 tours in Iraq, now 1 goal.
One of the best ways I would tell anybody getting out of the military, even somebody coming back from deployment, is find yourself a mentor. Rank is, I don't care about that. Find somebody that served, whether it be the same unit, different unit, same time frame, but find somebody that's gotten into the civilian world and succeeded and ask them to mentor you. That's the best advice I can offer.
Chad mentors as part of the SPARTA Project's advisory staff. The project, an outdoor therapy program, Chad says, changed his life.
Me, I will steer anybody with PTS to the SPARTA Project because they help me in every aspect of my life. I am a firm believer without them I would not be here right now.
Maybe that's why he carries an eternal reminder of the project's power.
The red one is Mala warrior beads. They're pretty much just a transitional object from the SPARTA project. And a lot of it is, you can use it for different things. I personally use mine to calm down if I feel myself start getting a little upset. I just count them. It's just easy, remind me of everything that I learned there. If I start getting, like I said, upset, aggressive, just a good way to ground myself.
So, is time outdoors? the real reason we want to chat in the boat.
There's a good one here.
Wait, be slow, be slow.
This is working right here. It's way over there. Another, that's not. A little on the small
Get outside, for me, it reset everything. It always does. Resets everything. It's like you take a week, go camping, come back, and you're waking up when the sun rises. You're falling asleep when the sun sets. That's how we are supposed to, as human beings, live.
Well, had an awesome day on the water, man.
Thanks for having
They
me.
say a tough day of fishing's still better than a good day at the office, right?
Oh yeah.
We got a couple things for you here. For joining us today. Custom rod from Angry Bear. It's got the branches of the service on there and POWMIA, and look at that. It's got your name on it. Just a little something to say thanks.
Awesome, man.
And then of course, we got your matching Operation Fishing Freedom jersey with your name on there. Thanks for coming out today, man.
Well, thank
Really
you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks again.
Thanks for sharing your story. Thanks, Chad, for a great day on the water and sharing those amazing stories. Remember, support your local American Legions and VFWs. They support our veterans.